On this episode of Sewing with Richard, I'm making a wallet. So this specifically is the new wallet. I just wrapped it up. The idea is that since it's made out of nylon, it's as thin and lightweight as possible. I also have a little card slot out here for anything that needs to be RFID read, so like a hotel key card. Inside is a very simple pouch for credit cards, and in here there is an aluminum lining so that these cards are blocked by RFID. And then just a basic money pouch. It fits dollars well. I think it will fit other currencies. Let's see how the people's money fits. People's money works. Here's a 50 euro. Oh, how about a 20-pound note from the Bank of Ireland? Here's the working prototype that I've been using for a while. Overall, it's a relatively simple design. And to outline how the stitching works, I'll take a look at the original two-stitch design. And so we'll cut a rectangle and then we'll slit a few positions, actually just here and here for the card pockets, stitch them up. From this, fold, fold, and then fold to meet in the middle. This is the critical stitch along the sides. Before sewing this final stitch, we will slip this guy in like this. And so the intention is that we sew this stitch and then we fold this across and it's a flip out. I'm gonna do all this stuff that you probably can't read because it's in my handwriting. All right, I hope this is obvious, but nylon is about as synthetic as they get, so keep the temperature of the iron quite low. Now that I have the actual patch or pocket, etc., the fabric cut, I can use this to cut my backing material as a template. Start doing something rough. And then get serious. For ironing the backing, it should come with instructions, but ultimately there's going to be one side that feels a little waxy. That's the adhesive. This is also the final time to check that you don't have any overhangs, because remember, you're pretty much gluing. And so if you get the material backwards, you're going to be gluing to your iron. And if you have too much, then it's or ironing board. And if you have overhang, that will be gluing to your iron. Ha! I got it right. Nothing special about this aluminum foil. If anything, I want it as light, as thin as possible, because really there is nothing special about it. It just has to conduct electricity. Can you iron aluminum? I guess. I think it's a bad idea. All right, next step is to prep the pocket for sewing. So first thing to do is fold in 10 millimeters on the edge. Oh, that's not square. Compare square enough for sewing. Now the final fold, we're going to be doing this so that we make a nice little pocket, and then this guy will need to slip in. this, and the problem is that I already folded over this edge. That was not the intention. Right? Yeah, because that's the long side is going to go inside the seam of the main wallet body. So let me quickly undo this. Just make a big mess. Make this instructional video more lifelike. This is more logical. So what I should have done was the back, let's say, that's the lip of the pouch first, then the two edges, then fold with 90 millimeters. This will result in the credit card slipping in like so, and it will be completely submerged. Beautiful. So now I need to iron this in this position. All right, and so in prep work, I'll do stitches along this side, and then this side will get buried in the main wallet. I should have stitched that side first. So I've used an excessive amount of these pin fabric sewing clips or pin clips, whatever they're called. I did my original wallet with traditional pins, and I found that with the nylon fabric, it's miserable because it's so slippery. When you go to puncture it, the fabric is moving between the two layers. Something like this, you kind of need to push through, but then you bunch it, and there's so little stretch that it's a headache. So, and even outside of nylon fabric, these sewing clips are awesome. So I do recommend that as an upgrade. So let's do a little test run. Oh, it's... all right, I botched this already. Glad I'm testing. How bad is this? Ah, god damn it. Shit. The material has been pulled into the machine. This... You can't see any new knot because it's still in there. I'm gonna have to completely disassemble. Video about making a wallet turns into sewing machine maintenance. Classic. There we go. Oh, so I guess you can push down in this corner, kind of pop up everything. Slip this to the side, I hope. There. Okay. So there's the dogs. Oh, it's a little dirty in here. Bobbin. Probably could use more thread, but if I snip the bobbin thread and the needle, now you can see this nasty knot that was inside the machine. It's the first time I've had to actually pull the table for that. Go for it. It's gonna work this time. Total faith. Start a little bit farther forward, just so that the dogs have something to engage. And maybe I'll just start by walking the machine, since I'm struggling so much. Now, it's working, of course. That looks good. All right. I've been recording for an hour and a half, and I just did my first stitch. I've got my little pouch. It is less than square, but it will let me do this. Come on. So the credit card does fit. All right, I can put this to the side for a moment and then stitch this bit so that it flips out like so. With the backing adhered, although this could have been done earlier, I'm going to trace on these two lines, which I could math out, but the material's thin enough that you can just do a simple tracing paper. I trace these lines onto the final side of the fabric because when I do the sewing, I want to be able to see these, and the bottom will help engage the dogs on the machine. But I'll also trace on the lines for sewing, or for folding. With these two lines visible, I now need to stitch a perimeter. It's going to be very similar to a buttonhole stitch. However, at least on my machine, the buttonhole does not go this long, so we're going to have to freehand it. That will be with the classic zigzag stitch and a relatively narrow width, or sorry, short length. I have found that going all the way to buttonhole will cause excessive bunching. I think that was this test where I got all these knots. I was unable to get past that. This is probably the toughest stitch of the entire project because the nylon likes to bunch up a lot. And as you're doing these really tight stitches, the machine's trying to pull it together. And even though you're not stitching two materials together, it's still prone to knotting. So take a piece of test fabric, practice a lot. Do not cut through until you're done with these cuts because it causes bunching. You're going to be sitting with the material relatively taut to try to keep the machine going at an even cadence. And if there's any sort of tears, like I was unable to hold this line and I got this bunching effect. I am using a width of 4 on my machine, and I like the size. I want it wide enough that it's going to be gathering the ripstop grid, so that's why I want it really wide. But that also means that like when you go around the corner, you kind of need to do a nice arc, whereas with a tighter stitch you could do just like hard angles. All right, the machine is currently going to be striking on the outside, or left, I guess. So bring the needle down and then put my line just to the side. I want about 1 millimeter to the thread. Actually, I guess half a millimeter because I kind of want 1 millimeter total. Kind of line up the line as best as possible. And actually, I'm going to start with just some hand stitching to make sure nothing stupid is going to happen. But this looks to be feeding without issue. The backing is probably helping. My test pieces was without backing. All right, I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's mess this up. Okay, now lift my presser foot, pivot slightly, do an exterior plunge. With this, pivot, and I'm now returning this way because I want to go back through approximately the same location. I'm trying to do like a radius pattern. down, pivot. You're always pivoting with the needle in the material so that it doesn't move away from you. Counter direction, pivot. Holy crap, I think it worked. This one is debatably better. I think I trust this stitch, the knot, a bit better. This one, I only have like 2 threads that are overlapping. I think that might give up the ghost. I rushed the bottom of this a little bit, but overall, major learning, practice, but I am quite certain the backing material is not optional for this stitch. It was just impossible. It was always bunching up in here. It is noticeably thicker. So yeah, do not be afraid as long as you have the backing material. Now I need to cut a slit along, similar to a button. A lot of people will use a pin to mark the end. I'm just going to use a razor knife and be careful. Famous last words. Before I forget, I want to get this glued in. This is going to go on the bottom down here. And the glue is kind of optional, but it will make my life a lot easier because it will be stitched. This is the outside face, so we're going to fold so I need to fold this under and this under, and then once I have those, we'll fold everything in half. I can do that. And now I should have a very functional prototype of my wallet. So, credit card should be able to slip in like so. Go a little bit farther because the pins are in the way. That will work. You can fold it in half. It's a bifold. And then this guy will get included something like this. Yep. But then that allows it to fold in. We can even keep it inside the wallet, which I think that's what I will do. Okay, this is gonna work. Final checks Make sure this pocket is square. Looks like it's in line. We're going to do a straight stitch here and a straight stitch here. Return to straight stitch. I'm going to do a length of 2. Actually, I think I want a little bit wider. Let's go 2.5. All right, I'm liking it. Okay, moment of truth. New wallet, cleaned up, transfer some stuff. Most important part, cash money goes in. Credit cards are in. This can fold, that is a wallet. And I've got my exterior pocket. Put an extra card, and that can flip in, and then it's RFID protected, or you can flip out and just kind of live like that for easy access. I think it worked. All right. What did we learn today? Nylon's a pain in the ass. Backing material is super makes nylon a lot easier. It did give a little bit more thickness to the wallet, but I think that's fine. Otherwise, we didn't learn anything. We made a wallet. Don't overthink it.